Hi guys! Today you will learn the top 24 discoveries in science. So get comfortable and do not fall asleep. And in the meantime, put mega super unreal powerful cool likes who liked it and did not like it. Subscribe to my channel and share with your loved ones. And so on. Top 24. The greatest scientific discoveries in human history. Over the past few centuries, we have made countless discoveries that have helped to greatly improve the quality of our everyday lives. And to understand how the world around us works, it is very difficult, if not almost impossible, to evaluate the importance of these discoveries. But one thing is certain, some of them have literally changed our lives once and for all. From penicillin and the screw pump to X-rays and electricity, here is a list of 25 of humanity's greatest discoveries and inventions. 24. Penicillin. If Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming had not discovered penicillin, the first antibiotic in 1928, we would still be dying of diseases such as stomach ulcers, abscesses, streptococcal infections, scarlet fever, leptospirosis, Lyme disease, and many others. 23. Mechanical watch. There are conflicting theories about what the first mechanical watch actually looked like, but most often researchers adhere to the version that in 723 the Chinese monk and mathematician Ai Xing created them. It was this fundamental invention that 22. Heliocentrism of Copernicus. In 1543, almost on his deathbed, the Polish astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus revealed his remarkable theory. According to the works of Copernicus, it became known that the Sun is the center of our planetary system, and all its planets revolve around our star, each on its own orbit. Until 1543, astronomers believed that it was the Earth that was the center of the universe. 21. Circulation. One of the most important discoveries in medicine was that of the circulatory system, announced in 1628 by the English physician William Harvey. He was the first person to describe the entire circulatory system and the properties of the blood that the heart pumps throughout our bodies from the brain to the fingertips. 20. The screw pump. One of the most famous ancient Greek scientists, Archimedes, is considered to be the author of one of the world's first water pumps. His device was a rotating corkscrew that pushed water upward through a pipe. This invention advanced irrigation systems to a new level and is still used in many wastewater treatment plants today. 19. Gravity. Everyone knows the story. Isaac Newton, the famous English mathematician and physicist, discovered gravity after an apple fell on his head in 1664. Thanks to this event, we first learned why objects fall down and why the planets revolve around the sun. '17. The steam engine. Everyone knows that modern civilization was forged in factories built during the Industrial Revolution, and that it was all done using the steam engine. The steam-powered engine was created long ago, but over the last century it has been significantly refined by 3 British inventors: Thomas Savery, Thomas Newcomen, and the most famous of them all, James Watt. 16. Air conditioner. The primitive climate control system had been around since ancient times, but it changed dramatically when the first modern electric air conditioner was introduced in 1902. It was invented by a young engineer named Willis Carrier, a native of Buffalo, New York. 15. Electricity. The fateful discovery of electricity is attributed to the English scientist Michael Faraday. Among his key discoveries are the principles of electromagnetic induction, diamagnetism, and electrolysis. Faraday's experiments also led to the creation of the first generator, which was the forerunner of the huge generators that today produce the electricity we're familiar with in everyday life. 14. DNA. Many people believe that it was the American biologist James Watson and the English physicist Francis Crick who discovered DNA in the 1950s. But in fact, this macromolecule was first discovered in the late 1860s by the Swiss chemist Friedrich Miescher. Then, a few decades after Miescher's discovery, other scientists conducted a series of studies that finally helped us to clarify how an organism transmits its genes to the next generation and how its cells are coordinated. 13. Anesthesia. Simple forms of anesthesia such as opium, mandrake, and alcohol have been used by humans for a long time, with the first mentions of them dating as far back as AD 70. 12. Theory of relativity. incorporating two interrelated theories by Albert Einstein, special and general relativity. The theory of relativity, published in 1905, transformed all theoretical physics and astronomy of the 20th century and astronomy of the 20th century and eclipsed Newton's 200-year-old theory of mechanics. Einstein's theory of relativity became the basis for much of the scientific work of today. 11. X-rays. German physicist Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen inadvertently discovered X-rays in 1895 when he observed fluorescence produced by cathode ray tube. For this pivotal discovery, the scientist was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1901, the first of its kind in the physical sciences. 10. Telegraph. Since 1753, many explorers had been conducting their experiments to establish long-distance communication using electricity, but the significant breakthrough did not come until a few decades later when Joseph Henry and Edward Davy invented the electric relay in 1835. They used this device to create the first telegraph 2 years later. 9. The periodic system of chemical elements. In 1869, the Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev noticed that if you order the chemical elements by their atomic weight, they conventionally line up into groups with similar properties. Based on this information, he created the first periodic system, one of the greatest discoveries in chemistry, later nicknamed the Mendeleev table in his honor. 8. Infrared beams. Infrared radiation was discovered by British astronomer William Herschel in 1800 when he studied the heating effect of light of different colors using a prism to decompose light into a spectrum and measuring the changes with thermometer. Today, infrared radiation is used in many areas of our lives, including meteorology, heating systems, astronomy, tracking heat, intensive objects, and many other fields. 7. Nuclear magnetic resonance. Today, nuclear magnetic resonance is constantly used as an extremely accurate and effective diagnostic tool in the field of medicine. The phenomenon was first described and calculated by the American physicist Spider Raby in 1938 while observing molecular beams. In 1944, the American scientist was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for this discovery. 6. Dumping plow. Invented in the 18th century, the moldboard plow was the first plow that not only tilled but also stirred the soil, allowing even very stony and unyielding land to be farmed. Without this tool, agriculture as we know it today would not exist in Northern Europe or in Central America. 5. Camera obscura. The precursor of modern cameras and camcorders was the camera obscura, translated as dark room, which was an optical device used by artists to make quick sketches during trips outside their workshops. A hole in one of the walls of the device served to create an inverted image of what was happening outside the camera. The picture was displayed on a screen on the opposite wall of the dark box from the hole. These principles had been known for centuries. But in 1568, the Venetian Daniel Barbaro modified the camera obscura device by adding gathering lenses. 4. Paper. The first examples of modern paper are often considered to be papyrus and amate, which were used by ancient Mediterranean peoples and pre-Columbian Americans. But it would not be entirely accurate to think of them as real paper. References to the first production of writing paper date back to China during the Eastern Han Empire, 25-228. The first paper is mentioned in the annals of the judicial dignitary Kylon. 3. Teflon. The material that keeps your frying pan from sticking was actually invented completely by accident by American chemist Roy Plunkett when he was looking for a replacement for refrigerating agents to make households safer. During one of his experiments, the scientist discovered a strange, slippery resin that later became better known as Teflon. 2. Liquid crystals. If Friedrich Reinitzer, an Austrian botanist and physiologist, had not discovered liquid crystals when testing the physicochemical properties of cholesterol derivatives in 1888, you would not know what liquid crystal TVs and flat panel LCD monitors are today. 1. Polio Vaccine. On March 26, 1953, Jonas Salk, an American medical researcher, announced that he had successfully tested a vaccine against polio, the virus that causes a severe chronic disease. In 1952, an epidemic of the disease diagnosed 58,000 U.S. residents, and the disease claimed 3,000 innocent lives. This spurred Salk to seek a cure, and now the civilized world is safe, at least from this script. Dear friends and guests of the channel, don't forget to put your super mega cool likes and comments. Don't forget to crowd up and please your friends with this video. Sincerely, Fine out. Have a great day, everyone.